Vanessa, and today we are celebrating the new Lunar New Year. Happy new moon in Aquarius, happy new Lunar New Year. This is the real kickstart to 2023, and we're really gonna get into the energy of this new New Year, what it means for you and how you can get the most out of this Aquarius new moon. But before I get into it and give you all that juicy information, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. We're Divine Feminines on YouTube and all major podcast platforms. That's Apple, Spotify, Google, and we're also on Instagram and TikTok, and that's Divine Feminines with a Z at the end. Why like and subscribe this channel? We talk all great stuff from manifesting your dreams, using moon magic to manifest and calling your intentions, balance your masculine and feminine energy. We talk energy guidance and portals, and really just becoming your best self, liberating that suppressed feminine energy, bringing it out and being in the vortex just to really vibrate and elevate yourselves and be in the best frequency you can to live a fulfilling and happy life. I mean, why wouldn't you want to subscribe to this channel? It's all the good stuff over here. So let's get started. It's the new moon. Happy new moon, everyone. And happy new year really starts now, right? This is the real time to really set those intentions. This is the real time to really get into it. Aquarius energy is all air-ruled and all about community, all about the, humanitarian, being out there for the people, the movement, for the rise of humanity, the change, especially the enlightenment of humanity as we have been awakening, and the earth has really been shifting from old paradigms to new. And really, I would like to say I am part of that new paradigm that is New Earth. And one of the most beautiful things that happened to me today was I received a beautiful gift. Check out this lovely gold cable necklace with this citrine crystal here. And citrine represents protection, abundance, prosperity. So it's such a beautiful time for me to receive this. And I want to say thank you to Ashe London. That's Yoruba, Ashe, Nigerian, Yoruba. And Ashe London are just opened. They are just launched. So you can check them out. The link will be in the description box and I will be tagging them. I just want to say thank you to them because they are a community of like-minded individuals. And this is what New Moon in Aquarius is about. It's about community. It's about, making new friends, networking, aligning to those that really align with the same frequency with you and the same concepts and beliefs, and growing as a community. So Ashe have created this community where it's not just about their jewelry, it's about your energy is everything, and it's about sharing, it's about networking, it's about coming together, and it's more of a movement, it's more of a community where we share and empower each other and support one another on our own spiritual journeys and our own soul missions. So I'm so grateful. Thank you, Ashe London, for making me a part of the community, and be really excited to share any of their events that they're going to have coming up. And they will definitely be involved with sharing and being at some of the Divine Feminine events too. So that's just a great news to share with you guys on this Aquarius New Moon. So Aquarius New Moon is going to be on Saturday, the 21st of January, and it's at 8:53 p.m. UK time and at 3:53 p.m. EST New York time. So this is, and it's also lining up with a new Lunar New Year, and it's great timing because the last couple of months have been, for some of you might have felt it was quite heavy because we had Mars in retrograde in Gemini, which is an air sign, it's all about communication, it's all about the mind. And so Mars retrograde in Gemini was pushing everyone to their limits. You could have felt kind of peeved off. You could have been pushed to your limits to the point where you're trying to not sweat the small stuff. And maybe you've learned lots of lessons from that and it's helped you. But it could have been quite, challenging at times. And you're having to just take a different perspective, but also allowing you to grow. And then the Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, that was combined, and that happened over about 4 weeks, and that just wrapped up a few days ago. And now the energy is starting to shift into this nice forward moving energy, and that is just great alignment to this new moon in Aquarius. And basically we've got all planets direct now, 21st of Jan all the way to the 23rd or something of April. So no, 20 whatever, end of April. So that's a good 3 months, where we are going to feel a lot of the energy moving. It's not even about it moving fast, and but you'll notice things are just much more easier. You're being supported quite quickly to move things along. Now, in the last couple of months, the reason in the retrogrades are not there to punish us. Okay, guys, they're not there to pull us back or in any bad way. It's to help us to reset, reflect, and recalibrate. So think about all of the things that you've learned in these last couple of months. Some of you may have realized, especially with Aquarius energy, because I'll talk more about it, but Aquarius energy is about networking, it's about social groups, it's about community. You may have stepped back and realized that you don't resonate with your community anymore, or that you want to move into a different direction. This is a great time to now network. Now is the time to get out there and network. It's actually interesting because I'll be at a female leaders event around this time, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is just a great time to be meeting new people. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so this is also a great time if you're not resonating with others that you used to be around, and especially if you're going through the spiritual awakening, it is so prevalent. I mean, I went through it many a times back when I really was, shifting and changing and going through my death and rebirths of me and my ego death, that I no longer resonated with family members, with friends or whatever. And slowly but surely it shifted, and I was around a different group of individuals, and maybe it shifted again. So allow yourself to be open-minded. Look at what was working for you, what's not. What have you learned in Mercury in these retrogrades? Also, because the energy is moving fast, it doesn't mean that you should just start like overburning and overkilling yourself. Those retrogrades came to slow us down and also teach us self-care and just really putting ourselves first, filling our cups first as well. So, and the full moon in Cancer was also another, one that was really saying, come on, fill your cups. It's time to really just give to yourself. You can't just be out there trying to help everyone else. Nurture you first before you try and nurture others. Cancer energy. So this point in time, as things move and shift, and we're being supported, we've got to also ensure that we're keeping a good consistent level of commitment to self, commitment to our own daily practices and rituals, and especially the self-love, where we're resting, we're not burning out, because it's in the burnout and in the overdoing it that we're not in our feminine energy. And as human beings and as these souls living this human experience, whether male or female, it doesn't matter, we've all got feminine energy. Check out my Cultivating Feminine Magnetism episode that's out now, just literally dropped. And I talk about that. We cannot manifest, we cannot create and expand and grow and call in what we really want if we don't allow ourselves to be in our feminine energy. And we need to cultivate that. And a lot of that is taking rest, is not always doing. It's about the dance between the do and the don't, right? And trusting and letting go. Now, with this Aquarius new moon, there's a real opportunity to release fears and limiting beliefs and ways of doing things. And, I always did things this way, so I need to. No. Let go of that. Let go of things that might have made you, always want to do things a certain way and always see things a certain way. And it's an opportunity to be bolder, to stand out, to be big thinking, dream big. Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the master manifestor, the liberal, the rebel of the zodiac. This is dream big energy and call in no limit, no limit. So any intentions that you might have set from the new year, now is the time to really enforce it, because now it is the energy that is going to support us. Now, this new moon is going to have a beautiful, lucky aspect with the planet of lucky, prosperity and goodness and expansion, Jupiter. So Jupiter's coming in to really help us expand and call in the healing, the opportunities. So anything we're setting our thoughts and our mind to, mind, body, soul, commitment to, attention, energy flows where attention goes, and Jupiter will come and enhance that space. So you'll notice that things might be coming in and you're like, oh, that's just great. And things are moving and they're just, everything that you kind of wanted is starting to show its shape. And so just, be there, be with it, be present. Don't hold any limitations. If you notice yourself kind of being a bit pessimistic and kind of being defensive, check yourself and then say, maybe I'm holding back here, and question yourself. And this is another opportunity to not become your emotions, because in these retrogrades, a lot was surfacing. Things were being tested within us to understand our shadow even more. And we need to understand how to master our emotions. Emotions are going to be a necessary part of our life. It is not something that you just disregard, because if you are emotionally unintelligent, that is a complete wrong direction to go in. The idea is to understand the emotions that are coming to you and then know that you are not your emotions. You understand and you use it as a barometer. You use it as an inner guidance understanding of why something might be coming up and what that means. And maybe it's shadow, maybe it's something to do with the limiting belief, maybe it's something to do with something you want to heal, and then allow it to pass through. But do not become those emotions, because when you do, you then start to act from a place that is outside of your center, outside of your power. You can feel your emotions and confront them and understand them, observe them like a third person. And when I say, even though you're observing them as a third person, emotions do include crying. I'd be crying. Like, no one's telling you don't cry. But then observe what's happening to you in that moment, or maybe afterwards when you go, how did I feel? What was bringing it up? Was that a trigger point? And so that's when you're starting to really master those emotions. It's great to journal. So at this time, ask yourself, what is it that you're feeling? What have you been feeling? Now, I want you to think about this reflection point. There's two more things to say about the cosmos and the astrology here. First of all, Venus is meeting Saturn, and this is a great time for like cutting a long-term deal or making a long-term commitment in maybe a serious relationship, because Venus is the planet of love, and Saturn's all about longevity and lessons and balancing learnings. So there's an opportunity where these two planets come together in conjunction for you to go and cut a long-term deal, make an agreement, whether that's love, whether it's professional. And if you are networking and meeting new people, there might be an opportunity that can come through, and it might be the one that really deserves a longer term goal and commitment. You might be working with a new team, and actually there's opportunities to establish new objectives, new targets, and ambitions. And this is great because this is the dream big time. So you could actually be cutting a deal with a new business partner, a new project, a new team altogether, starting something new. And it's great to dream big as well with this. So, have those objectives, those KPIs, whatever it is, but then also raise the bar on them, and don't feel afraid to, because there's no harm in you doing that. It's when you say, no, I'm not going to raise it. There's something there that is saying to you, oh, be a bit conservative, because you want to be realistic that you're going to hit it. And I know we all do that. We do that in business as well. Like, okay, let's put those targets here because it's going to be easier. Now, just tell yourself, no one's checking your targets, right? No upper management, senior management are checking you to see if you put those financials in. This is just your own check on yourself. No one else is involved. This is between you, yourself, and you, right? And therefore, you can raise that bar high. You can raise it as high as you want. So don't have any inhibitions. Like, let loose and go for it. So that is one other part of the astrology here with this new moon in Aquarius. Another part is that this is the last month that Saturn is going to be in the sign of Aquarius. Saturn has been in the sign of Aquarius for 3 years. Guess what? Saturn's all about its restrictions. It's all about lessons. It's putting a hold on things and maybe making you feel like you're being pulled back a bit. But in the sign of Aquarius, the rebel, the humanitarian, the enlightened, the community, the rising of humanity, and you put Saturn there, that is like such a real juxtaposition. That's quite a difficult combination. And when did that happen? When it first happened, it was March 2020. No surprising that we went into lockdown and we were all in these really constrained and restricted situations. And so, even though loads, things have lifted and shifted loads, we are literally on that last month of Saturn in Aquarius, and then it's moving to Pisces. And this is going to be, you're going to feel this, because even though we've all come out of lockdown and lots of things have changed, and you're going to feel even more of that move. And Saturn in Pisces is a different space. Pisces is all about psychic ability, dreamy energy, really connecting to your inner guidance system, spirituality, your growth, your spiritual journey. And we're in a year 7, which is the journey of self, the transformation, the spiritual enlightenment. So this is going to enhance that. And Saturn coming in is going to help to try and bring in those lessons. So it's important to now ask yourself, what did I learn in these last 3 years? When I was put through the restrictions, the lockdowns, all of us were served different lessons. What have I gained? What is the wisdom that I've gained? Whether it's about myself, about friends and family, especially communities. Like I said, you may not be around any of the same people you were during the time of restrictions. Or you might not be with the same partner. You may have shifted the way you deal with family even, or the way you deal with friends, or even work may have changed. And even the communities around work, maybe work felt really restricted because you couldn't see everyone because most of us were working from home if we needed to or had to. And now, the connection at work has really shifted and you're coming together. So that's a very positive one, where you're able to see each other. I know for myself, we're able to spend a lot more time together now, and it's actually really fun, and I'm really grateful for it, because actually this month of February is going to be super fun. We've got like loads of great interaction and team moments, which I'm actually really excited about, especially when you enjoy what you do and you like working with the people you work with, seeing them, and actually getting to spend time with them, and not just about the work, but going out and spending time and bonding is just so much fun, and it just creates great team cohesion. So this is that moment to say, what did I learn in those 3 years, and who am I now? And then how do I really own who I am now, so that I can really be in that best vibration? Because, I've brought in new learnings. I've created more sort of routines. I'm consistent in certain areas. I have these rituals that are self-serving, quite rightly, to my self-care and my own self-well-being, to have a good balance of my body and soul. And where are the things that I learned, that don't serve me, that I had to pivot from and shift from, or even just completely let go and transform? And there might have been a lot of letting go and surrendering, and letting people leave our lives, letting old beliefs die away. So really connect with that now. And before you start setting those intentions and those wishes, because they have to be big and bold, I have to tell you that has to be, just go for it, guys. But before you get there, take stock of all of the changes, and then ask yourself, where are you going now? Because if you've definitely vibrated away from groups, friends, and you've really raised your vibration and you're going in a different direction, you may be with a new group of individuals and new communities, or you want to make new friends. So this is a great time to do that networking. Like I said, it's just a great time to network, and it's a great time to expand. And if you're changing and raising your vibrations, you're going to attract more like vibrations, and that's going to be expansive for you. It's only going to bring in goodness, expansion, opportunities, and abundance in every sense, because that just starts to bounce around, and Jupiter's going to come in and bring that big expansive enhancement to it. This is not a new moon to spend alone, right? This is not the time to be spent alone. So if you're feeling lonely, try and get out there. I know it might be hard, but if you are feeling like, you know what, I had to let go of loads of people, now I'm kind of rolling on my own, I know how it feels, guys. Trust me, I know how it feels. Why don't you check out if there's any cool new moon events, even if it's online or if it's in person, and maybe even go to something really cool. I mean, I'm saying things I would do, but go to a yoga class and just chat to somebody, or go to some sound healing, or join a couple of groups on Instagram or whatever, and get involved in maybe some of that stuff. Connect and try to put yourself out there a bit, because this is the time where you will get more likely, more than normally, more receptivity for that, because this is what we're all being blessed with, that lovely Aquarian community spirit and vibe. And if you are with friends, or you're not so lonely, then this is the time to hook up with friends, family, or spend time with your loved one. Maybe do a moon ritual with your loved one. That would be really nice. And embrace that moment, and think about ways that you can expand or connect with others. So those that are on the spiritual journey, especially if you're going through those times of quite deep transformation, this is that moment. And I think that's really what I want to tell you guys. I'm going to pull some energy guidance to wrap up. and to leave you with a couple of nice messages. But this is just that time to let go of any limiting beliefs, dream big. And if there's anything worrying you about what might be holding you back from dreaming big or those big goals, connect with it. Are there emotions? Have you been feeling quite down in these last few weeks with the retrograde? Learn from it. Are you feeling like things are starting to shift for you and you feel things moving faster? Great, but make sure you keep that baseline of self-care, rest and rejuvenation, because that will help you to really move forward in a very consistent and robust way where you're at your optimum and you are in your center. We should never be stepping outside of ourselves to achieve anything. And then that means that it's under control or it's being forced, and it's not a path of least resistance. Staying in your center is really being in that vortex. It's allowing things to unfold. So before I go, let's see what we have in terms of messages. I'm going to pull from the Moonology deck. Any highest and best messages, please, for the Soul Tribe of the Divine Feminines podcast on this Aquarius New Moon. So this is live. I haven't pulled them yet. I thought, oh gosh, I thought I'd just do it now with you guys live with me. And let's see what comes up. Oh gosh, everything wants to come up. Right, guys, didn't plan for this. But I'd say that was quite a punchy message. Okay, what have we got? Oh, right, I'm going to do that again. Because that just went everywhere and seems like nothing turned over in the end. So let's go again. Highest and best messages. New Moon in Aquarius, 21st of Jan. What have we got here? We've got 2 cards here. Release your blocks, first quarter moon in Scorpio. So this is it. When you're dreaming big, you need to release anything. Sometimes we just, like I said, we almost create that feeling of, oh, I'll set that target just about in a space that's more achievable. But like I said, no one's looking at that target. There's no boss or upper management or anyone, no parents, no loved ones or whatever. It's really between you and yourself. So go big. But release any blocks that might be making you think that, and that could be like, oh, well, I've never done this before. No one will believe me, if I tried to set these goals, or, last time I tried to do something, and this is another one, it didn't quite work out, because the ego starts to tell you that, and your subconscious starts to store that last time you did it or did something similar, it didn't work out. So why would you want to do it again? Let's just play it safe. Let's play it small. We ain't here to play it small, mate. Especially if you're on this video. We don't play small over here. We don't, okay? The next one is New Moon in Gemini. Think it through. This is very Celebrus energy. This is very like around the mind and thinking. And, it's New Moon in Gemini. This is a new moon energy. It's all about thinking it through. What are the steps? So when you're making these big, bold ideas, you've got to have micro goals. And I always talk through this. So have some milestones, and then in each milestone, maybe map out what you want to focus on in the month of Feb. And then maybe start to put a plan together. And, be kind to yourself. You don't have to always get it right. It doesn't have to always be a certain way. You can recalibrate and change things up at every new moon to really get things going. But it's just a lovely thing when you have those micro goals under the bigger goal, because you actually start to see things come through. And I was doing it so much last year that at the end of the year, I wrote a whole diary about what actually happened, because it feels so good when you manage yourself in that way and you allow yourself to kind of intentionally set those wishes and create. Okay, another one, make time for self-love, last quarter moon in Libra. These are all very much a reinforcement of what I've told you in this video. So that's really cool. I love when that happens. And self-love, this weekend, like I said, yeah, it's a time to network and meet new people, but spend time with yourself and make sure you get some good rest. We've had quite a heavy couple of months with these retrogrades. Some of us harder than others. Some of us were, okay, but we still felt the energy. We still felt the frustrations in other people, maybe if not so much in ourselves. So still can still have an impact, right? And so we're going to look at the light, the Warriors of Light deck. I love this one. It's just a beautiful deck, beautiful imagery. Any messages? What have we got here? Council of Light, divine orchestrations help us in subtle realms. So when you're dreaming big, you're not dreaming alone, and you're not doing this alone. I had a beautiful message today. Someone called my phone and they said their name was Valentina. That was my grandmother's name, and she died at 100. And I kept hearing my grandmother's name Valentina recently, and that was just a reminder that she's part of my Council of Light. She's my spirit guide, and with my other spirit guides in the archangelic realm. So we are really being supported, and you're never really alone, and we can call on that support and pay attention to things. We're going to start to really connect with our psychic abilities. It's going to become even more enhanced. Aquarian energy does allow us to really connect with that higher energy as well. So be open to it, because it's a master manifestor energy, which allows us to tap in to those divine messages and divine inspired action. Okay, anything else? You guys want to give me something else? Spirit, hello? Okay, what have we got? We've got 2 more. Let's go for it. We've got 6 in total today. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Now, this could be to do with you like walking away or changing things, and maybe what you did in the last 3 years. What do you need to kind of now remind yourself of what you want to do and take forward? Because it's not about setting boundaries and then they slip and then you need to set them again. So in these retrogrades, you might have been doing a lot of that, but even just over the last 3 years with Saturn, you found a new way of doing things, and boundaries was a really good one. Look at this. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So whatever that means to you, the pausing, the saying no, sometimes I feel like in order to manifest what we want, we can't just be saying yes to everything. Like if opportunities come up, and this does happen when you're manifesting, because you're becoming that energy to attract, lots of things can come your way. And it's easy to just go, yeah, because you're excited. You're like, oh my God, I was calling in these things. But the thing is you also are being tested, guys, because if you say yes to everything, how are you really going to like hone in on something and really bring it to like its full fruition? So there is a moment of being discerning, of knowing where you should really invest your time and energy. And that could be in an opportunity, but it could also be with people. So where should I really say no to this community or this group of friends or this social circle and say yes somewhere else? Because you might not be able to do the two. And actually, you might want to just pause and step back and just reflect on things. So take that however it resonates, but it's very connected to the boundaries, and also going, what is it that I need to kind of ensure I keep up? Because the boundaries, the self-care, these are all, habitual rituals that will allow us to be, again, let me say this as I end it, in our best and highest frequency. If we've got all of this good stuff going on, we're looking after ourselves, we're being consistent, we're making sure we make time for that self-love, we're setting those boundaries, we're saying no where we need to, and we know where we feel we need to, because we're understanding those emotions and we're really connecting to ourselves, and then we're calling in that support. If we're doing that all the time, consistently, I'm not saying that every day you're going to be like over the moon and you're going to be so like exalted and exhilarated, but you will, a lot of the time you will. Everyone has an off day or moments that might throw them, but you will stay in a very good position of your center. And in that center point, when you are kind of coming out of it because something might have thrown you, it's very easy to get back there. And that means that you can, over time, operate and elevate to a higher frequency that's more sustainable over time, which then actually means that you're creating a life and attracting a life that is of that higher frequency, and all of that good stuff comes in more and more and regularly and consistently, and then life is just a breeze. It's as much as a breeze as you allow it to be, because you're the one that makes the reality what it is. So it's however you perceive it, mind over matter. So with that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you again to Ashe community. I love you all. I can't wait to meet some of you guys in person. Thank you for this beautiful gift. Don't forget, if you want to get involved with this community, there is a special discount, my own discount code. I'm going to put all of the details in the description box and on Instagram, on all the platforms, so you can check it out. Beautiful stuff, and a beautiful group that are coming together to create a beautiful community. So really grateful. And with that being said, happy Lunar New Year, happy New Moon in Aquarius. Don't forget to do those moon rituals. sit with the moon energy, sit outside, stare at the stars, make those wishes, dream big, and make this year count. Because you can create the year that you want. It's all down to you. All down to you. Mwah. Lots of love and light and peace and abundance. See ya.